This is me, aka Obrumade Janga from Biafran land, a son of B44. We have come, we have swear to restore our father's land. Because enough is enough. Look at what Nigeria terrorists are doing in our father's land. Killing our sisters, killing our brothers. Enough is enough. This time around, I have come out fully to tell them that I'm not afraid to protect my father's land. I'm a son of Biafra. If you like, you can search me wherever, but I'm not afraid of Nigeria Zoo. One never kaga, then where goes Yadi? You carry gun, I carry gun. Why go fear you? You know go fear them. Now our father's land. Now we be men on ground. Bullet in the water. We mount. We no send there. Nigeria, enough is enough. You people are just talking rubbish. Telling people that you people have killed Gento. You can never kill Gento. Gent is untouchable. And we men on ground, we untouchable. We unkillable. You can never see us, talk less of to kill us. Now we go to kill them. This is me, aka Obrumade Jenga. I come to tell Nigeria to free Maazio Kutukunande Kalo. This 28th, if you pass it, Nigeria, you will see me in anger.
Now, welcome Biafran people. The person that just spoke is a Biafran fighter. A Biafran fighter. And he said a lot. He said so many things in respect of this protest that just happened. But then there is an important thing he said in that word. He confirmed that the Nigerian government and the news agencies are full of lies and deceit. He confirmed that they continue to peddle lies and deceit to the Nigerian people. Now, what is that important message? That Commander Gento Ifeanyi Okorie-Ezenta is hale and hearty, is alive and strong. But many of their news agencies have reported that they have captured him, they did this, I did that. And I continue to wait for video evidence, picture evidence, because if they capture someone like Gento, they are going to advertise it everywhere to boost their confidence. They will say, that strong man, that strong fighter, he has been captured. They would advertise it everywhere to boost their confidence, but they cannot. They cannot capture him. They have not captured him. And I just want the Biafran fighters to stop putting their face on social media, to stop bringing their videos. They can make voice and let it be. We don't want, because once they get pictures, they begin to link the pictures to one or two things and begin to come closer to you. Try to remain invincible. It is very important. I don't know how many times we are going to tell these our fighters. You must remain invincible. Stop bringing your face to the social media. You could put up your voice and let's hear the information you have to say, and you go your way. You can be in the midst of the military persons and then they don't even know that it is you. Why putting up your face? This is one thing I'm against currently, because many people have used it to bastardize the whole thing, to try to rubbish and try to, fight and bring down the whole movement. But for the grace of Chukwuka Abiyama, they are still standing strong and tall today. They are still standing tall today. Look at this picture that you are seeing on your screen now. It is the Fulanis. The Fulanis. They went with their guns, ammunition, having meetings, peace deals, and making threats to the Nigerian government. But none of them was arrested. None of them was arrested. None of them was armed. None of them was harmed in any way, shape, or form. But you, as an Igbo man, go out. Did you see the list I posted on the people who were arrested during that protest? Only one Hausa name. Others are Igbos. Others are Igbos. That does not mean that it is only Igbos that went out for that protest. People from the north went for the protest. The Yoruba joins the protest. Many people joined the protest. But who did they arrest? They arrested Igbos. You see, they arrested you. That is, you need to understand that these deals were given to some other persons, and then it comes to your brother who has never even carried arm. Have you ever seen him with any gun or anything? It's just words of his mouth, but they are keeping him in prison. They are keeping him not even in prison, in solitary confinement, incommunicado. Whereas people who have carried arm, people who have, hired so many people, who have made so many women widows, who have made so many men widowers, they are being given peace deals. They are being left to move around freely. You don't think and ask yourself, what is really happening in this country? I want you to listen to Moyo Elishore and what he has to say. Just listen carefully.
It wasn't only on social media. It happened everywhere around Abuja. We had 6 spots where we had thousands of people converge in march. We were at Utako, we were at Apple, which has the largest crowd.
Turnout, yeah.
We were at Gudu, and we then relocated to the FCT command where we were tear gas, but we were attacked ruthlessly everywhere we went. What these people are telling you is that you cannot be a peaceful person in Nigeria and get away with it. Yeah. You can only be violent and get away with it, because if we were terrorists or bandits, as they call them, we could have been walking around Abuja today with ammunition and nobody would come near us. But fortunately or unfortunately, people like me have chosen a non-violent approach to resolving issues. But that doesn't mean that a generation is not coming that will not accept this nonsense.
But I mean, you know that what happens when these protests take place is that they tend to metamorphose into something bigger, and the government knows that beyond the specific case of Nnamdi Kanu, you and other opposition politicians, he's an opposition politician, you often intend to wake up the spirit of the masses who say, they're fed up with bad governance. I mean, your movement, by the way, is called Revolution Now.
Yes, and I won't deny that. In fact, I think the traction around this particular protest was beyond just Nnamdi Kanu. People are fed up with the system, and they cannot deal with the fact that somebody who hasn't committed any offense known to law, an offense that is triable, that's the way I'll put it, is held in detention. Whereas that same week, the president is pardoning drug dealers, kidnappers and murderers, and Nnamdi Kanu, who you can't establish any offense against, is kept perpetually detained, he's tortured, he's harassed, his lead lawyers were speaking, is in detention.
I have to say that the time is ridiculously long.
Yes.
I mean, upwards of 7 years in detention. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all.
You see, the larger Nigerian nation is itself an open prison. I spent 5 years here over a boat.
So sort of Gaza.
Yeah, but Gaza is better than Nigeria in some ways.
I wouldn't go that far, to be honest.
Gaza, throughout this period of bombardment, had electricity. so I had some kind of water supply that you can't get here. The sewage was. I am not in any way saying this, so you don't misunderstand me in the future. But Nigeria is, you can't even define what is wrong with Nigeria. It's like a nation that is at war, with itself and against itself. Yeah. And when you see this happen, what we have experienced with Nnamdi Kanu, with terrorists walking around, the federal government even went and attended the naming ceremony of one of the bandits after they met in Katsina. You would ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I in a country like this? And that is probably why most people call Nnamdi Kanu a prophet, that he saw into the future, that this country is not the kind of country you want to have your children in. And there's nothing wrong if you want your own country. This international law recognizes that, if I declare Shura Republic tomorrow, what are you going to do to me? Arrest me and detain me perpetually? No, it is not done. So what we're saying here, when you see injustice, you know it, and you don't need to be told that the way and manner injustices are handled in Nigeria have colorations. Sometimes it may not be ethnic, but it might be religious, it might be political. I was around throughout Abiola's persecution. Abiola did not declare more than saying, I'm president because I won an election. He died in detention. They kept saying, we were fighting in those days, oh, Abiola is in detention, Abiola is being handled by the courts, it's being handled by the court. He wasn't being tried. The Supreme Court had gone on break. So the same thing that I'm alarmed, and I'm saying this to anybody who is watching, I'm alarmed, I'm shocked that we are in a country where there's anybody who feels what is being done to Nnamdi Kanu is okay. You know, and I say this particularly of my Yoruba brothers who make these comments. Some of them even have the audacity to send me messages personally. Oh, you know, they'll be sending you all these videos, you know, because your brother is in power. But I was the only person when Sunday Igboho's house was raided and all his people were, including his cat, was killed. I was the only person in this Abuja who went to the Federal High Court who pushed the DSS out of the front of the courtroom, and that was the day his people were granted bail. Nobody talked about. Yeah. There are Yoruba activists who went and invaded a radio station in Ibadan. Have you heard about them anymore? Even Sunday Igboho, my brother, is back. He's actually, you know, he's moving around freely. Nnamdi Kanu has never carried a weapon before. Most of these guys have done things like that. Why are we treating the Igbo man differently? And I'm not saying that to whip up something, because I'm ashamed, of course, of these Southeastern leaders. Because when I was on your show last time, you remember, I was saying that Nnamdi Kanu is being kept in detention deliberately by Southeastern politicians. They showed themselves in the last few days. The deputy speaker was asking people not to join peaceful protests. You know, all the governors kept quiet about it. The Ohanaeze Ndigbo person in our heads is, you know, is a wicked version of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. He's saying that nobody should go out to fight for the freedom of a person who's innocent of any crime. And we are here saying it is normal. It is normal. Even the policemen who were shooting at us today were fighting for them a month ago to get their pension and gratuity. They were the ones shooting at us. They saw me today, came close to me, and they were shooting directly at me. 4 times today, the policemen I fought for. There's something wrong with this country, sir.